look, guys, we have, in my opinion, an entertaining drama today because guess what? It doesn't involve pedophilia, it doesn't involve rape. Just like a good old fashioned like internet spat. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with comic book TikTok, for comic book TikTok, obviously it's a bunch of TikTokers who like usually talk about comic books, why they like certain comics, why they like certain characters, yada yada yada. You kind of get the general idea, right? You get the general idea. Well, usually drama that involves these content creators involves like, let's say there's like a video where someone's like, I believe this character can beat this one. And then someone's gonna stitch that TikTok and be like, no, actually they can't beat them because of this comic book panel. And so like usually the drama between these creators is about debunking one another, right? Right? And sometimes that involves I'm guessing it's not too different from comic book YouTube. Not really. Not really. Especially since some of these guys try to invade the YouTube space a bit. There's kind of like a TikTok comic book invasion. Um but one of the creators that like a lot of people like make videos on to debunk is a guy by the name of who goes by like Shine Comics on TikTok and YouTube. This guy's pretty infamous. He's like, I would say he's like a classic rage baiter. Like like the information that he sometimes gets wrong in his videos is sometimes super obvious, right? Super obvious. Like he'll like let me actually let's just get into it, all right? So what this started out as, he made a TikTok video saying that Superman was not the symbol of hope. Because I don't know how much you guys follow comic books, but that's like one of the taglines for Superman is that he's the symbol of hope, right? I like to push my up my glasses with my middle finger in public for no reason. But no, yeah. And he uses panels from an event called the Blackest Night to summarize this event. Basically, what are called like Black Lanterns revive dead superheroes and dead villains to attack the alive heroes and villains, and some of the characters get converted into Black Lanterns, right? And so, as like a last ditch effort to save the day, all the Lantern Corps like give their rings to like different DC heroes and villains, and the person who got the Ring of Hope was Barry Allen and not Superman. But there's an accru there, and that was the guy's whole reason for Superman not being a symbol of hope, because he didn't get the blue lantern ring, right? Except the problem with that was by the time the lanterns gave people rings to like help them fight the Black Lanterns, Superman was already converted into a Black Lantern. And it happened in the same god like it happened in the same issue. I'm sorry, not the same issue, but like um basically what it had like it was very easily debunkable, right? And another TikTok creator proved it. And so he's actually more famous on YouTube than he is TikTok, but there's this guy who goes by the name of Comic Drake. He was actually part of like the original game theory crew for a while. If you go back to the early days of the Game Theory channel, he used to upload videos there. And actually, Barry Allen about his hopes, man, is just a symbol of it. Right. Um, but Comic Drake commented on the TikTok debunking the dude, and he said that, oh well, like, I would make a video like debunking this guy, but like I don't go after kids. And Shine Comics was fucking triggered by that. And we'll go over the videos. We'll go over the videos real quick. And it goes from like a little internet spat to like invoking dead people. it goes to that level real quick, and I'll be honest, I'm a bit like, ooh. Also, this involves another creator called King Lion. That's like who he has in the background there. King Lion, he's like does the same exact thing, you know, debunks keep other people's comic book videos. Except I would say he's like the closest thing to like a commentary channel. He's an asshole, and he's a very fucking entertaining asshole. I'll be honest.
Live at 4 o'clock in the morning talking about me. He didn't say my name, but I know he was talking about me because he was talking about the whole Blackest Night comic and the fact that I made a YouTube video about a dude who's double my age, who's trying to act like I was attacking him or trying to pick a fight with him when he started it. But I don't really care about any of that. If you think I'm not a comic book fan, I don't care. I wanted to bring up this part of the live.
On the book, can anybody tell me, is this the fucking book that they were waving in your fucking face while making jokes about Comic Story?
Now, I don't know who.
Okay, Comic Historian, by the way, to give a brief rundown, he in like the YouTube comic book space was the biggest creator, the most influential creator in the space. He sadly a few years ago passed away because he got into a car accident, and his death is like still felt throughout the community today because it's as weird as it's probably to say, it's thanks to him that a lot of people got into comics. I remember it was thanks to a lot of his videos that I was able to learn a lot about like comic book lore from like Marvel and DC when I didn't have the money to purchase books. And he was just an amazing source of like learning about the Marvel universe or like finding out about certain stories. And it sucks what happened. The channel is still going to this day, but because like I think his wife is mainly behind it now. I like to fall asleep to Comics Explained. Yeah. But yeah, Shine Comics did make an actual like YouTube video about the whole situation, which by the way, here's the fucking thumbnail for it. The racist like this is the thing. This is another thing with Shine Comics is that if you're against him and you're a white guy, he'll like to claim racism. So like if Shine Comics ever like finds this, God forbid, he'll probably accuse me of being a racist. So be ready for that one, chat.
We was referring to in that clip of somebody making jokes about Comic Historian. But some people sent that clip to me and were saying that he was talking about me or asking me if I ever did that. And I just wanted to clear my name and make sure that everyone knows that that is false. The message people are using to make false allegations on my name is this, where I say, this is the same passive-aggressive activity you did when the Comic Historian passed away. This message was sent to Comic Drake. The reason this message was sent was because Comic Drake made a video a week after Comic Historian passed saying, my complicated relationship with Comic Historian, where he made Comic Historian's tragic death about himself. And he was griping about Benny not answering emails for him. And there were multiple condescending things he said in that video, which Comic Historian...
Yeah, so like this is where it gets like, oh, yikes for me, dog. Yikes if true. So chat, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Comic Drake's YouTube channel, and we're gonna look up his Comic Historian video if it's still up. We're gonna look it up. Okay, so like it says my time with Comic Historian. I know we're kind of derailing a bit here and there. I swear it's all important to the story. It's all important to the story.
I'm going to be entirely honest. I am feeling a bunch of different emotions, and I don't know how to properly process them, but making content has always...
I don't know. I always feel weird about... content creators making videos about someone's death that was like important in like the community that they were in. If it's like a remembrance video, like I get that, but it's like sometimes it more so feels like that like some content creators like to capitalize on certain people's passings. I mean, you already hate women. Cool anime girls. What the fuck? Why you gotta expose that? Why you gotta expose that, cool anime girls?
Always been a way that I process things, so let's give this a shot. If you haven't heard, Benny Potter, aka Comic Storian, passed away a few days ago due to an accident, and this has been a big blow for the comic book YouTube community. He's the biggest channel out there. Was the biggest channel out there, and I have been doing.
Does that not? I feel like that feels scripted. That feels scripted, man. The dramatic pause. That feels scripted.
This for over a decade at this point, and I have known Benny throughout his entire career. We came up around the exact same time, and we've known each other every step of the way. I met Benny when he was at about 20,000 subscribers. Guardians of the Galaxy was about to come out, and I was still pretty new to the comic book hobby, and I was watching videos to learn more about this obscure comic book team. And Benny at the time had this series called Know Your Universe, and he would talk about all the various characters, and I ate them up. Now, at that time, I didn't have this channel. I didn't have Comic Drake. I was still new to reading comic books, and I didn't think that I was an authority that would be ready to make that kind of content yet. I was working at Game Theory. I had my channel Trailer Drake. I was making gaming content. And at that time, I commented on literally every single video that I watched because I wanted to give support and encourage every creator that I watched. And Benny noticed that I watched through all of his Guardians of the Galaxy week, and I left comment after comment after comment, and he said, "Hey, thank you so much for watching it. I'm actually a huge fan of yours." And you know, that's always fun whenever you meet a creator that you're enjoying who is also a fan of your work. And we quickly started talking. You know, he was a small up and coming channel, which is wild to say in retrospect. And he turned to me for, I don't know if it was necessarily advice, but he wanted to know about the whole YouTube thing. I had been doing this for a good while at that point. I worked at Screw Attack. I worked at Game Theory. I had a bigger channel than him at the time, and he was curious to pick my brain. And I told him, you know, I was interested in making comic book content. He was actually really encouraging for me to make Comic Drake. I started doing comic book videos on my gaming channel, and then I ended up spinning that out into this own thing, partly because Benny suggested it. He started this thing called the Weekly Pull, where he and Comics Explained and Comic Pop, then known as TV Little House, this is how old that was, they had a podcast and they invited me on, and I was a recurring guest on it. And sure, maybe we didn't all collaborate outside of the Weekly Pull podcast, but there was such an infectious collaborative energy of all of us being excited to make comic book content. We were asking each other what tags worked, what subject matter worked, what were we seeing. I really considered it. I ended up going to Colorado, met him, met his wife. He showed me the studio. It was a fun time. He even came down here to Texas, and I arranged a meet and greet at a local comic book shop. And we ended up going to Medieval Times afterwards. It was me.
Hang on. These comments might be interesting. This is a video about my relationship with Benny, a man who I've had the pleasure of knowing for not just his entire YouTube career, but also my entire adult life. This is not a general eulogy or an overview of his passion and contribution to the comic book industry. It's not about me, it's about us. You see, because I think the initial backlash he was getting from this was like he had made this video about himself more so than Benny's passing. Let's see. This is about being intentional with your friendships, and if there are any of you who have been wanting to repair, don't let the opportunity slip by. It's to be open and honest about the complexity of adult friendships, but most importantly, it's about making sure that you're intentional with the time that you have. Multiple people, such as Comic Explains, have made similar videos talking about their lives with Benny without trying to speak for others. As a content creator, putting my thoughts to a video is part of how we process things. I debated about even uploading this, but after running by some colleagues, they thought it might help. Sorry, you thought that some folks might relate to the slurry of emotions after passing of a friend you had multiple regrets with. Man, this passing's got mainstream outlets. Okay, well, hang on.
Benny and Rob, we went to
Yeah, because the original title was my well, how do you put it? My complicated relationship with comic book historian. But yeah, let's continue on, shall we?
His own fans have said this man's death is a tragedy, and you're publicly using it as a vessel for content in a way that frames it completely around you. Which clearly he knew this, because he would later retitle it My Time with Comic Historian. Notice how in neither of the titles did he refer to Benny as his friend. Yet only now is he referring to Benny as his dead friend, his word, to make himself seem like the victim and to make it seem like I attacked Benny, when nowhere in that message did I do that. It was about you and your behavior, not Benny. So how dare you try to make this about him when it's about your evil behavior? Now, in terms of King Lion, once again, I don't know who he was talking about. I don't know who made jokes about Comic Historian. It definitely wasn't me. And King Lion is a very honest guy by his own regard. He always has receipts. So I would like to see him expose the person who made jokes about Comic Historian's death. But you know, Lion, you did say, let's do this for Comic Historian in your live. So you're right. And just a question, King Lion, I got a question for you. Why did you make a monetized video on your TikTok about Comic Historian's death that got 850K views, which you probably made almost $1,000 from that video? Because the video was 1 minute and 45 seconds long, meaning that it's monetized. That's how the creativity program works. If your video is over 1 minute long, the video will be monetized. So what did you do with the $1,000 that you made off of reporting on Benny's death? Did you?
So King Lion, he made a video responding to this. He did what he normally does with the money. King Lion actually does a thing where he donates comic books to kids. So he bought comic books with the money, and then he gave that out to free to kids who wanted to get into comic books. I can pull up King Lion's video if you guys really want, but like that's the general summary of King Lion's video.
Donate to Benny and his family? That's what a real, genuine person that you call yourself would do, right? Did you donate it to a charity? What did you do? And I want to see the exact transaction with the money you made from that video. Y'all gonna stop capping on my fucking name. If you think I didn't read
Y'all
Black
capping on my name. Y'all capping on my name. I'm sorry. Fucking funny.
If you think that I don't read comics, cool, that's fine. If you think my takes are rage bait, if you think my takes are bad, cool. But what you're not gonna do, and you're not gonna do, is paint a false narrative that I dissed him when both of y'all found a way to capitalize off of his passing in one way or another. So King Lion would just...
So the gauntlet has been dropped. Yes, the gauntlet has been dropped. But here's Comic Strike's video on the drama
that I'm going to make about this comic talk, comic tube drama, because frankly, I never wanted to get involved in it in the first place, and I have much more important shit to do. Like, I am going to Mexico for my second wedding, since my wife and I just had a courthouse marriage, and now we're going to do the actual cultural ceremony. But, Shine decided to reach out, and boy, howdy, it's certainly a response. After making multiple TikToks and even a YouTube video about...
Look, a lot has been said on both sides. I agree with you that private convos won't work, so I'm down to go live with you on TikTok if you're serious about squashing this. If not, that's fine. I'll move on either way. People on both sides have spread false allegations, and it's not good for either of our brands. I think the best move is for us both to take down our videos and move on. We don't need to be friends or enemies. Just done with this. You got your own stuff going on. I got mine. This is all started over some dumb book about zombies and magic rings, and I feel it was merely just a mutual misunderstanding, but escalated into this. Would like to squash it like adults. All right.
how I am apparently an evil and performative and racist person, he decided to reach out and ask if we can squash this beef and have both of us apologize because there's been false allegations spread on both sides apparently. All I really had to say is that I'm not a fan of how he decided to
You've dragged my friend and how I grieved him out of nowhere, and then made a video calling me a racist, even though you were happy to praise how many videos I made about black characters when you initially made your tweets. Your tweets asking who would win in a fight amongst creators. You've also gone out of your way to leak comments criticizing you and blocking folks left and right. This entertainment beef, I'm guessing that's what it says, has been some of the stupidest shit I've ever dealt with in my over 10 years of having a career on YouTube, and I don't think you want to squash it like an adult. I think that your videos and the responses you have gotten to them haven't gone the way you expected, and you want to save face. Which I think is actually a fair assessment. We'll watch it, don't worry. If you actually feel bad and want to apologize, then by all means do so. Just don't seem sincere. It just doesn't seem sincere to me, but I'm happy for you to prove me wrong.
drag my dead friend and how I grieved them out of complete nowhere, that I'm not a fan of the videos. I really don't like how he's been deciding to delete comments and block anybody that disagrees with him. And yeah, this apology really doesn't seem super sincere to me, but I would love to be proven wrong. I would love for all of this shit to be over, and I would love to move on with things, but I'm just not feeling the sincerity. The big thing, though, is that he says that he'll apologize if I apologize, and
I do want to make amends, but amends isn't one-sided. Both must take up accountability, not just one. You can't admit that you've proven me which caused a reaction. It's you that isn't sincere. No, I'm not. I'm sincere. You're the one that's not sincere. See, this is the breakdown happens. What do you mean it isn't sincere? I never said I wanted to apologize. I don't want to say I'm sorry that you feel that way, but it's not really on me that you got provoked over me saying I didn't want. Got provoked over me saying that it doesn't seem like you read a comic book because you don't mention a part of the backstory for some space cops.
Doesn't seem sincere to me, because if he actually wanted to apologize, if he wanted to make amends, bury the hatchet, then he would apologize either way. Would it matter if I say that I'm sorry or not? If you actually feel bad, then try to do better, please. But yeah, then he's saying that I wouldn't be sincere if I refused to say that I provoked him, but I never said that I wanted to.
Listen, you dare to say that I don't read comic books. You provoked me. This is legit how the beef starts. It's like, you said I didn't read comic books. And it's like, brother. Is the initial beef was not that big of a deal. Can we all agree on that? This is all dumb from the get-go. Oh no, Comic Drake said I don't read comic books. Boo fucking who?
Apologize. We're just gonna skip to the end here. Basically, Shine just kept trying to give me a bunch of clearly insincere apologies, and he was like, cool, so are we good now? You gonna take your video down? And I said, no, I stand by everything I said. And he's like, well, fine. I stand by everything I said, too. Keep your damn video up. And it's like, yeah, obviously you didn't mean any of this. You're just upset that nobody has been on your side, and you have been getting just raked over the coals by everyone. Hence why you have to be deleting all of your comments and blocking people left and right. It was so fucking obvious that you didn't actually want to make amends, dude. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't feel the need to make any more videos about this because, look, I got more important shit to do than deal with an 18-year-old that's upset that people are calling him out for his multiple bad comic book takes. Apparently there's been a whole lot of other drama with him with other content creators for a good while. I got nothing to do with that. I'm going to Mexico. Bye. This is the last video that I'm going to
So yeah, that essentially like that's where like the drama quote unquote ended, right? But I'm gonna be honest, I want to watch this original 15-minute video addressing comic Drake's racist stereotypes about me. What what I'm curious what kind of racist stereotypes he says that you have. Yo, wait, okay, no, that's Twitter. I mean, that's TikTok, not Twitter. I was like, yo, wait, this guy's got a Twitter. I'm gonna like let's try to contact him. No, sadly not. Addressing comic book racist stereotypes about me. So let's chat. What type of racist stereotypes do you think Comic Drake accuses Shine Comics of having? Type your predictions in the comments below.
A larger creator on this app by the name of Comic Drake made a video about me filled with lies, racist stereotypes, and attempts to demean and discredit my character. And I refuse to stay silent about it. This all started on TikTok.
That's right. Speak your truth, King.
Where I made a video on my platform. It's also posted here to YouTube as a short where I simply said that if Superman was such a beacon of hope and the most hopeful character in the DC universe, why didn't the Blue Lantern ring choose him in a
Because technically Superman was dead and, you know, he's a Black Lantern. So, you know, that kind of complicates things.
Blackest Night comic book series. This was just a regular passionate video. I didn't disrespect anybody. I didn't call anybody out of their name. It's just me giving my opinions about this fictional character, Superman. Now, another creator on TikTok stitched my video and apparently debunked some of the things that I said in my video, where he showed that Superman couldn't be chosen by the Blue Lantern because he was a Black Lantern at the time. This is an honest mistake I made in my video where I simply misremembered the events and the order of them in the story. This creator that
He does that a lot, by the way. He gets a lot of info wrong a lot of the time. Then again, like just look up Shine Comics, and if it's not a video from him directly, it's usually a video of someone else debunking him.
That made this video insulted me, called me out of my name, insulted my intelligence.
There is certain shit that you just cannot make up. The human mind couldn't even begin to conjure up certain bullshit.
Despite me never speaking to him.
I never spoke of him before, and he was mean to me. This guy was mean to me on the internet. Boo fucking who? You little crybaby. You little fucking sissy. Oh no, the guy made a video, like, said that you were wrong about comic book, which you were. And then he made fun of you while he did it. Oh no. The horror. Whatever shall you do, little Timmy? Whatever shall you do?
And me not even ever having an interaction with him, he disrespected me first.
It's about respect. It's about respect. He disrespected me. He disrespected me because I got something wrong in a comic book.
Read Blackest Night. I've read this book probably 3 or 4 times. I have multiple videos on my channel talking about it. I simply misremembered. I thought that Superman was free of the Black Lantern ring at the time that all of the different color rings got sent out. Now, Comic Drake saw the video of this person attacking me, calling me out of my name in an attempt to debunk me. And he was challenging me, stoking fires with me, trying to attack me and this other creator's comment. One comment he makes, the only reason I've never called out Shine is because he's literally a minor. Why are you trying to call me out? Why are you trying to
Because you make dumb videos. You make awful videos. You do, man. You make awful videos. And like the only thing that was protecting you is because like, oh well, it's a kid. It's a kid making these videos, you know. Let's not go after children for making dumb videos. But you're 18 now. You're 18 now. Gloves are off.
Respond to my videos in the first place. I thought it was me who was the one that was stoking fires, that was trying to start beefs. You're literally trying to respond to my content when I don't talk about you. I don't make.
Oh no, he made a comment on someone else's TikTok. How? No. Oh no. Oh fucking no. This is this kid's ego can't handle it if like another content creator in the space doesn't like him. That's all this really is. Because he's a fucking sensitive little crybaby who doesn't like it when people don't agree with him. That when people like blast his objectively wrong takes on the internet.
Make videos about you. I thought it was me that was the aggressor though. And then he makes another comment saying Shine is nothing but rage bait, showing that he doesn't watch my content and he's.
I mean, you really are. You are rage bait though. You are rage bait. You're just like every. Actually, you know what? Hang on. We're gonna derail for a second. We're just gonna derail. We're gonna pull a derailio. We're just gonna like skim through some of his TikToks real quick. Oh, I'm sorry, shorts, because you know it's just easier to do here.
So you guys remember this scene right here in the Superman movie where, you know, Superman saves the squirrel? Now, I personally didn't love this scene. I mean, it was kind of cute, but it also felt kind of on the nose. But just hear me out for a second. There is a squirrel-like character, a part of the Green Lantern Corps in the comics. Well, there was actually...
That's not rage bait.
So why did I not get hyped about Immortal Legend Batman? When it first got announced, everybody else was gassing it. I'm sorry, but we really have to address this. Why is Jim Lee such a slow artist? Jim Lee is undoubtedly one of the greatest comic book artists of all time.
Oh, brother, if you think Jim Lee is a slow artist, you should have been around during the fucking 90s when fucking Rob Liefeld was still getting work.
DC gave Superman his own Robin, but not just any Robin. They gave him Jason Todd. Guys, we are getting an old man. Have you ever noticed that the Green Lantern Corps kind of mirror the Bat family? For instance, Hal Jordan is the Batman of the Green Lantern Corps.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. Yo, guys, the Lantern Corps is actually like the Bat family. But no.
Making up another lie about me, but we'll get into that more later. And so he went over to my page. No one forced him to do this. He went to my page to comment on my initial video that I made, where he said, even ignoring Blackest Night, the Blue Lantern Corps doesn't just send out rings. The most recent member chooses the next. I would recommend reading Green Lantern comics. They're pretty great. On the surface, it sounds like he's just being nice, giving advice. However, the tone is very condescending.
And how dare he condescend you? Shine Comics. How fucking dare him.
It assumes that I don't know the material and subtly undermines my intelligence simply because I misremembered something in a comic book, which everyone has done. I didn't like the fact.
Okay. Oh. You know what you do then? You just make a pinned comment and you say, "Hey guys, I obviously I'm aware of like how much I got wrong in the video. I simply I misremembered and I should like double check my research before posting the video. I'm sorry guys, my bad. That's you know how you avoid
that
stuff.
This individual came to my platform, insulted my intelligence. I had never engaged with Comic Drake's content in my life. I've never subscribed to his YouTube channel. I've never commented on his videos. I've never even really watched his video. I found it
where's the part where he's racist though?
Very weird to make an assumption or try to insult my intelligence or assume I don't read Green Lantern comics when my entire profile has playlists of me talking about Green Lantern comics. Some of my most popular videos are about Green Lantern, and I just thought it was very disrespectful and disingenuous to do such a thing. So I made a video responding to this comment, which you can do on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. In the video, I simply showed my Green Lantern comic collection to show that, yes, I actually do collect and read.
Joke's on you, buddy. I do have Green Lantern books. +1 to me.
Green Lantern. I've showed the countless videos that I've made about Green Lantern. I debunked the misinformation he gave in his comment because we were talking about Blackest Night in my video. That was the whole conversation. In Blackest Night, Saint Walker did not choose Barry Allen to be the Blue Lantern. If he actually read the comic like Comic Drake is saying that I didn't, then he would know the ring just scanned for hope.
You claim to be a comic book expert, but you said the Blue Lantern chooses the next wearer, when in reality it was the blue ring that chose the next wearer. Dude, this is so fucking, I love this. This is like such minute fucking details that do not matter in the whole grand scheme of things. We're just like, technically, what you said was wrong.
Hope, and it went to Barry Allen because Barry Allen deserved it. Saint Walker didn't choose Barry Allen. And in the video, I said that I probably read more Green Lantern comics than him, and that I could probably
I, the 18-year-old, have read more comics than the man in his 30s.
give him advice on Green Lantern, if anything, because he decided to insult my intelligence. He was not called out of his name, not once. I didn't demean him. I didn't disrespect him. I didn't try to pick a fight with him. Nothing. I simply responded to what I perceived to be his disrespect. Now, shortly after making this video,
You come to me in my comic book TikTok page, and you disrespect me. You disrespect my fucking comic books. It is so fucking funny.
response to his comment, I decided to privately reach out to him to see what his intentions behind his comment really were. I simply messaged him and I said, trying to insult my intelligence and act like I don't read Green Lantern is crazy. His response then was, bro, I never insulted
your intelligence. I pointed out that you missed a pretty crucial detail about the Blue Lantern Corps' introduction new members, because it seems like you didn't read the comic. It's comic books, dude. Not everyone is trying to stoke internet drama over guys wearing spandex. You always seem to be looking for a fight when nobody is interested in starting one. It's like the saying goes, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I mean, I will say this. It's like the guy will take small, at the end of the day, there's one fucking, does a couple of comments matter, right? Because this is essentially what this whole beef started out from, was a comment that Comic Drake made. I will say that if ultimately maybe Comic Drake should have just kept his opinions to himself then, if because if he's kind of aware of how this dude acts, then yeah, he's gonna make fucking content off of this. But that being said, Shine is still a sensitive little baby, because he can't handle the fact that another comic book creator in the space doesn't like his opinions.
To your intelligence. I just pointed out that you missed a crucial detail about how the Blue Lantern Corps inducts new members, because it seems like you didn't read the comic. The comic he's referring to is Rage of the Red Lanterns, and I was never talking about that comic. I was talking specifically about Blackest Night, but carry on. It's really not that deep. It's comic books, dude. Not everybody is trying to stoke internet drama over guys wearing spandex. You always seem to be looking for a fight when nobody is interested in starting one. It's like the saying goes, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I get that you're a teenager and getting into internet fights with you really isn't something I want to do. Now, I want to respectfully remind something. He said all of that just over me saying, hey, trying to insult my intelligence, that's kind of crazy. I didn't insult him. I didn't call him out of his name. I didn't say I wanted to fight him. I didn't say I wanted to get into a beef with him. I simply sent him a message saying, it's kind of crazy that you tried to insult my intelligence. That's it.
I mean, you could have just left it at the video. You going directly to him is one thing. I don't know what you were trying to do. Were you trying to get an apology out of him? Because come on, man. That's not gonna go your way. You know that's not gonna go your way.
He is the one suggesting fighting. He's the one suggesting internet beef. I never said any of that.
These guys care way too much. They care a little bit too much. A little bit too much, Wookie.
This is kind of where those weird racial microaggressions start, where
racial microaggressions. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Here we go, chat. Racial microaggressions. Let's learn about racial microaggressions involving a fucking comic book drama. Let's fucking go, chat. Let's fucking go.
This white dude, this old white dude is trying to make it seem like I'm threatening him.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. He's just listen, I don't want to he's Comic Drake is just listen, kid, I don't want internet beef. That's all he says. He's that's a fucking microaggression. dude. When in doubt, play the race cards.
I'm attacking him simply by asking him a question or just saying, hey, that's crazy that you did that. Now, I replied to these messages very respectfully.
One, I never initiated into a internet fight with you or anyone else. A guy made a video about me where he insulted me numerous times. Oh no, he insulted you. Oh, heaven forbid. someone on the internet insult you. Oh, poor baby. Let's get you a blanket and some hot cocoa. Oh my fucking god. Where he insulted me numerous times simply if me misremembering the order of events in Blackest Night. You commented on my video implying I never read GL comics before, basically calling me ignorant on GL. How is me responding to your claims me starting a fight? In Blackest Night, St. Walker never chose Barry to be the Blue Lantern. The rings scanned for hope and chose Barry as its own on its own. So what is the point in you trying to bring that stuff up? So okay, what we have here is right. We have a situation where both these motherfuckers are gay. You can't tell me otherwise. Both these motherfuckers are gay.
Said, hey, I never initiated an internet fight with you or anyone else. A guy made a video about me where he insulted me for misremembering the order of events in Blackest Night. You commented on my video implying I've never read Green Lantern comics, basically calling me ignorant. How is me responding to your claims starting a fight? And then I bring it back to the comics. I say, in Blackest Night, St. Walker never chose Barry to be a Blue Lantern. The ring scanned for hope and chose Barry on its own. So what was even the point of bringing that up? You're so passive.
Dude, this is all about like, you say I got this lore wrong. You say I got this lore wrong, okay? But I got this lore right. I want you to know that.
Aggressive, it's weird. Now his reply to that message was,
buddy, I'm not going to block you, but I'm going to read whatever you send me. I'm not going to read whatever you sent me. I'm not really interested in a back and forth, especially with a minor. I'm not trying to put you down or be condescending because you're a kid, but I don't need to be having back and forth with a minor over DMs, especially when that tries to provoke outrage for challenging other creators to fights and baseless calls my close friends racists, especially with how you've cultivated a personality of rage baiting. There is no reason to engage with your DMs. Have a good one.
Buddy, I'm not going to block you, but I'm not going to read whatever you send me. I'm not really interested in a back and forth, especially with a minor. Now, for context, he thought that I was a minor, that I was still a minor, because I had like a very minimal conversation with him a few months way back where I was still 17. I'm not trying to put you down or be condescending because you're a kid. Keyword, he says because I'm a kid, but I don't need to have a back and forth with a minor over DMs, especially when that minor tries to provoke outrage by challenging other creators to fights, baselessly calls my close friends racist, especially with how you've cultivated a personality of rage baiting. There's no reason to engage with you over DMs. Have a good one. Any further discussion will be done publicly. Now, once again, he's using more racist stereotypes, trying to make me seem like this angry black guy.
Wait, what? I didn't get. Maybe this is my white ignorance speaking, but I didn't get a racist thing off of that. It's Shine Comics. Follow me here. I think you're grasping at straws to try and like get the general public on your side, and because you know that like the general comic book community isn't gonna like be on your side because you did objectively get something wrong in the Darkest Night comic, right? You're then having to like, oh well, the guy who I'm in beef with is a racist. I'm sorry, I don't think Comic Drake is going to the Cool Kids Club meeting anytime soon. You know, I don't think he's been invited. Oh shit! What if Shine Comics finds out that I'm bald, and he's gonna like, you see, when a bald white guy it makes fun of a black person, that means that they're racist.
That I'm trying to attack him, that I'm trying to murder his family or something like that. He's talking about child.
Wait. When did Comic Drake insinuate that? He's like, listen, I don't want fucking internet beef. I mean, if he didn't want it, I will say this: if he didn't want internet beef, maybe he shouldn't have like made the comments that he did. Especially with how sensitive you are, and like given the format of like TikTok videos, right? Because like you can click on a comment, make a video specifically from that comment, I'm just, like, I will say, like, if Drake should have just been a quiet observer. You get what I mean? He should have been a quiet observer of everything. But the fact that this kid is responding the way that he's responding just shows like how thin-skinned he really is, that he doesn't have any actual good points to make. Oh wait, wait. Oh wait, hang on. Did the stream crash? Are we back? Hello chat, are we back? Are we back? Hang on. Chat, are we back? I just got the the disconnected thing. We back, chat? Refresh if you have to. Okay. Sorry, I just got a notification from on my computer that OBS disconnected, then reconnected. So hopefully hopefully it's fucking working. But yeah, let's continue on.
Challenging other creators to fight when I never ever did that, and he basically admitted that. What he is referring to, guys, is that about a few months ago, this is like when the last time we had an interaction, I made a literally comedic poll on my YouTube, which he admitted himself that the poll was a joke.
I get that it was a joke, but you're trying to challenge other content creators.
But I made a poll with me and a couple of other comic YouTubers, and I was like, guys, who do you guys got winning the fight? That's it. The poll was a joke. My entire audience recognized it was a joke. Comic Drake himself recognized it was a joke, and he commented on the poll playing along.
Give me some prep time. Haven't practiced martial arts in years, but my double black belt brother can get me back into the swing of things. Okay.
On with the joke. As you can see here, he says, give me some prep time. I haven't practiced martial arts in years. I liked his comment. I hearted his comment, and I said, let's do it for charity.
But like, is that what, like, I don't hang on. I think I might have to go back and read those DMs, but I don't think Drake is talking about like a physical fight between you guys. He's just talking about internet beef. Like, nothing in those DMs is he saying something about like you guys having like an actual physical altercation.
Drake, which this was a joke. This guy claims to read comics. This was a joke where I'm nodding to how Flash and Superman did races for charity in the comics. And he says, I'm going to try and say this respectfully, but neither one of us is big enough for a fight to make money for charity. And then I reply to his comment and I reiterate for like the 5th time, I'm joking. And some people took this poll way too seriously. It's mostly just me goofy. And I proceeded to give him props on some of the content he's made about black characters. His response is, I appreciate that. I would never try to claim that I've been down with the culture, blah, 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 blah. So if I'm such an aggressor and I'm this evil racist stereotype that you would like me to be in all of this racism.
Where does he say you're grasping at fucking straws. You're trying to insinuate shit that's not there. No fucking way. Like Comic Drake does look like the embodiment of like a white liberal, where it's like, I speak for the black people. But like, I don't think he's like this aggressive. Like, I don't think he's like this. I don't think he's a passive aggressive racist where he's just like, black people are aggressive. I haven't seen that. He's talking about you trying to start internet beef. I don't think that's like insinuating racism whatsoever.
Perpetuating. Where was it here? Where was your energy? Why did you even comment on the poll? Why did you even exchange replies with me on this? If I'm trying to stoke fights and stuff, why did you have such a friendly exchange with me on this? You knew the poll was a joke. You interacted with the poll. We had a great exchange. So the fact that you're still trying to perpetuate this lie that
you were nice to me in my comment section. Why you being mean to me now?
I threatened you or I challenged you to a fight.
Oh no, minors can absolutely be called out, but Shine is nothing but rage bait. That dude even tried challenging me to a fight. Okay, well, like if he's talking about like the poll, then yeah, I would say that's a bit disingenuous. But nowhere does it say that. Nowhere from that do I get the vibe that he's racist.
Or that I was trying to aggress you.
Trust me, Shine Comics. If you want an actual like racist comic book content creator on the platform, check out fucking Ranting for Vengeance. That guy is whew. He'd be like, yes. Ranting for Vengeance would be like, yes, black people are aggressive and that you try to fight white people all the time. And quite frankly, it's ridiculous. Cue the fucking clip of Ranting for Vengeance saying that all black people do is fucking loot and like start fights. Like, holy shit, man, that's an actual fucking racist that needs to be called out.
Like, that's racist. You're doing racist stereotypes trying to make me seem like this aggressor black guy when you already acknowledge.
I maybe you're projecting here. I don't like he's definitely like saying that you're being the aggressor here, but I don't think that has anything to do with you being black. I think that just your personality. I think you're very when you feel as if someone has quote unquote disrespected you, you are a very aggressive person. In fact, that you want to like prove that person wrong, so that way you can get like your internet brownie points back. But I don't think that has anything to do with your race, buddy.
It was a joke. You already acknowledged that it was just fun and games, and we had a friendly interaction, and I literally gave you props. So all of this is just pure racism, in my opinion, of course. And then he says
pure racism. Pure racism.
Baselessly calls my close friends racist. What he's referring to, again, is his friend, Owen Likes Comics, has never made a video about a black character ever.
And that means he's racist?
He's been on YouTube for 10 years. And now, I want to make this clear. I don't care what characters people talk about. I don't. Like, I don't care.
Except if, like, they're black, right? Except if they're black. Because if you've never talked about a black character at all, that means you're racist. Maybe Owen thinks it's not his place to talk about black content creators. All 7 of them. Maybe Owen thinks because he's a white guy that he can't truly represent what it is for like these black comic book characters. Maybe he just feels like it's not his place. Maybe he's so not racist that he doesn't want to talk about black comic book creators. Not comic book creators, sorry, but comic book characters. Like what? This kid's whole like you're racist thing is funny.
I'm not begging people to view me as human. I'm not begging people not to be racist. I do not care. The only point of me saying that and making my video was because Owen claims to be progressive. He claims to be leftist. He claims to be all of these things, yet he never made a single video about a black character or a person of color in his 10 years on the app. And he does not have to. He has no obligation to do so. I don't care. I don't need to be accepted by white people. I just simply said, hey, I think it's kind of crazy how this leftist creator and a lot of leftist creators in this space claim that they want diversity, claim that, they're against Trump and they're against the right and all of this, yet they're just like them. If anything, I see conservatives support these characters more than these left-wing white people do. So it's just very weird. And I called him out for that. That's what Drake is referring to. And that's what he's mad about. How am I provoking outrage by calling out your friend who has more followers than me?
I mean, yeah, I would say that's provoking outrage, right? Am I Wookie in chat? Am I wrong on that? Like you calling a prominent white creator on the platform a racist? Yeah, that kind of provokes outrage, does it not? Calling someone racist is like a form of like calling out outrage. Like, what the fuck do you mean, kid?
And I'm gonna get hate for it, and I'm not really gonna make any money from it. How is that me provoking outrage? What do I gain from that? I had everything to lose by doing
it. You get attention on yourself.
But I did it because I care about characters that look like me, and I'm tired of weirdos like you pretending to care. But this is the big one. He says that I cultivated a personality of rage baiting. If you look at my content, which this guy has not, all of my content is my organic opinions, and I give evidence and proof of everything. I show books for everything. So how is it rage bait? Can you explain that? No, you can't, because you're trying to defame my brand. That's what you're trying to do.
You're trying to defame my brand. No, it can't be provoking outrage. The other guy has more subs, obviously. So true, Wookie. The math is mathing. The math is mathing on that.
Making false assumptions. So I'm going to make those same assumptions about you. Now, I replied to his message saying that I'm 18 because last time we had spoke, I was 17. and I say, this is the same passive aggressive activity you did when Comic Storian passed away. Pathetic and spineless.
Yeah, so like Shine Comics is the first one to mention a dead guy, which had nothing to do with this fucking beef. You had no reason to bring up Comic Storian whatsoever, you piece of shit.
And his response is, thank you for bringing my dead friend into this. Happy belated birthday since our previous conversation, but that right there definitely shows I'm making the right move by no longer interacting privately. Now, I want to be very clear before I even get into this part. I have nothing but respect for Comic Storian.
So why the fuck do you bring up his... Why are you bringing up dead people for your internet beef, you fucking troglodyte?
Creator, he inspired millions, and I would never ever try to use his passing as some kind of cheap shot. This isn't
you
about...
fucking did, you fucking... I would never... Dude, you showed the DM. What do you mean? It's right there. This went from, like... You guys having a beef, a little tism, because like you guys are debating your knowledge on like Green Lantern lore, to like, by the way, you're spineless and a coward, because just like you were when your friend passed away. Like, come on, bro. Am I going crazy? Is that not like out of fucking left field for a comic book drama?
Comic Storian. This is about Drake's behavior. When Comic Storian tragically passed, almost everyone in the community did the right thing. They honored him, they shared condolences, they celebrated his legacy. Everybody, except Drake. Instead of keeping the focus on Comic Storian, he made it about himself. He literally brought up how Comic Storian didn't reply to his emails. Like that even matters in something that's supposed to be a tribute video. I wrote a clip.
I invited Benny. I sent him like 5, 6, 7 emails and I never heard back. So that got me thinking like, oh, are we not good?
That's not honoring someone. That's passive aggressive and it's condescending. It's making someone else.
It's like it's weird. I will agree with you on that, right? It is weird. I mean, remember Vito and Eric July? Oh my god, that's a funny beef. That's a funny beef. I will say it is weird to like make a video like that after the guy passes away. I think more so what you could have done was you could have made a tweet being like, hey, you know, despite like I think what Comic Drake should have done was he just should have made a tweet saying, hey, you know, despite what happened between me and Benny, he was my friend and I still cared about him, and it sucks that we never got to like repair our relationship, and I, you know, rest in peace, and I hope he's resting well in heaven, you know, that type of thing. To make it into a video format makes you like seem like really whiny. If like guys, this guy passed away, but like he never answered my emails. I kind of have to like agree with you on that, Shine Comics, but like also too, like you're the one bringing up the dead friend, man, to win an internet beef about like Green Lantern lore. Should have made a diss track. Fuck it. Oh my, just go full in.
His death about you. The only reason I even brought up Comic Storian in our little argument was to point out that it wasn't his first time acting this way. Being passive aggressive.
No, you wanted to get a fucking you want to get a fucking dub on the guy, and you thought that was your way of doing it. And honestly, it's fine. Like obviously, what Drake did was very off-putting. What you did was just flat out gross, man.
Being patronizing. These are things that his own fans have acknowledged that he acts like. But of course, instead of addressing that, Drake tried to twist it. He wants people to believe that I was disrespecting his dead friend.
I just think it's incredibly shitty and hurtful that you decided to bring my dead friend into this.
And that is absolutely not true, and you just saw why. I was not insulting Comic Storian. I was pointing out Drake's very toxic and evil behavior. The same behavior he's now weaponizing against me. The original video title was My Complicated Relationship with Comic Storian, and then you changed it to My Time with Comic Storian. So you didn't refer to him as your friend in those titles, yet now
Comic Storian, he ain't no more. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
oh, you're doing it to try to spin it as if I'm disrespecting Comic Storian when it was you who disrespected him. He then made a video about me where he once again is calling me out of my name, saying I'm a rage baiter, disrespecting my content. making lies, and all of this crazy stuff, right? Guys, I really did not want to make this video. I know I have everything to lose.
Guys, I did not want to make this video. Then why did you make the video? Any creator who says, guys, I didn't want to make the video is fucking bullshitting. You're bullshitting Shiny Comics. You're a bullshit artist.
Lose defending myself against a creator with nearly 6 times my following, infinite connections and stuff. I refuse to let someone lie on my name, weaponize racist stereotypes against me.
Weaponize racist stereotypes. Get the fuck out of here. You guys had a beef about fucking Green Lantern lore. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Go get laid, motherfucker. What the fuck?
Just face zero accountability. I just won't. If Comic Drake is somehow justified in making ignorant assumptions about me and labeling my content as rage bait, which is both defamatory and disingenuous, then why can't I make assumptions about him? Why?
Class of 24 t-shirt last video and the bolding are confusing. I will say, it's glad that like the shirt didn't reveal any more information. Otherwise, he would have been doxing himself.
Why can't I assume he's racist, even if I don't know the full truth? That's the same.
Why can't I assume he's racist? Because that's just like, that's okay. People are just going to assume you're a rage baiter, then, motherfucker. Like
logic he used on me. And I feel like I'm even more valid, especially after he tried to paint me as an aggressor when...
Come on, brother. Come on. This is so fucking stupid.
I never attacked him. After all the interviews I've done, tens of thousands of dollars I've invested into comic books, and the hundreds of videos I made every single day since I was literally 14 years old, I will not sit back and let some random white guy tell me who I am, dictate my word, or police how I talk and act just to make him comfortable. It's not gonna happen. It just won't. And I'm not gonna lie, like after Drake made those comments about me where he was saying like, I don't know why you have an audience, you're just a rage baiter, you're just this, you're just, you know, aggressive, trying to pick fights with people. I'm not gonna lie, like that made me question myself. Like I never looked.
That made you question yourself. Oh my fucking god. This is so fucking soy.
Up to Comic Drake. I never really liked his content. I never watched him, so I didn't like view him as an idol or anything. But I won't pretend that hearing somebody, you know, who has a lot of more success than me, so a place I would want to be one day, hearing them disrespect me in that way, it did make me question my self-worth. But like I had to remind myself, I know who I am. My real supporters know who I am. I've been recognized in public places. It hasn't happened that many times, but it's happened, and it's always been positive. One of my favorite comic book writers, Christopher Prius, recognized me for my commentary on his Black Panther work. So I'm not gonna do this, guys. In my next video, I will not be entertaining this any longer. My next video will be about comics.
Oh, the comic book channel. The next content is gonna be about comic books. What? Yo, bro, crazy. His mom needs to stop bullying. His mom needs to stop buying him comic books.
If Drake makes another video or if he says anything, I don't even care. Like I'm not responding to it. I'm gonna get back to comics, but I just wanted to set the record straight. I'm Shine Comics. I'm here to stay. Nothing will change. I will continue giving my honest opinions. I will continue being blunt, using my New Orleans voice, how we talk in New Orleans. And Shine Comics is here to stay. Shine Comics is going nowhere. But besides that, I love you guys. Hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll catch y'all later, man.
All right, so I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with y'all. That was fucking hilarious. That was fucking hilarious, man. Such a needless beef that started out from Green Lantern lore to then but by the way, you were spying this coward, and your friend's dead. Like, brother, brother in Christ. It felt a bit unnecessary. Just a little bit unnecessary. As a New Orleans person, I disown him. Well, the fact that you, well, you know what? I think you're racist. The fact that you're disowning him implies that you owned him at one point. You racist. But guys, we have to thank all the lovely members of the channel before we get out of here. First off, we gotta thank Pigeon Salad for being a Super Nerd 3 for over a year now. Thank you for all the support, Pigeon Salad. And then we also have the Super Nerd ones, which you can join for just 99 cents. We have GG Hearts, Kickin' the Swede, Nyx, Cool Anime Girls, Wookie Z, Neon, Lady Nerdiest, K-Huck, Daniel, and Annie. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Your support means everything. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe.